So we're going to be talking about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift and their high visibility love. Would you want a public relationship, or how would you feel? Well, how would you feel about dating a celebrity?
Dating another celebrity, I would be fine with that, but I wouldn't want my relationship so much in the public.
Their relationship is in the public eye because they are both bona fide true celebrities, not somebody trying to be, want to be, like put on good things for the show. It is Taylor Swift.
I'm thinking that she's going to want it to be their private moments to be amongst them. Everything is it for the world to see.
Nope, disagree.
They signed a prenup. What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely, hands down. Super fan, I don't care if you're a super fan, no fan. We met today and we equally yoked. Prenup. Prenup and prenup. Hard yes.
Hey! Welcome to another episode of Love and Law.
So we're going to be talking about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift and their high visibility love and all the things that come along with that relationship, or any relationship. I guess when you have a very public relationship, and how that publicity, fame and wealth and all the things that come with it, how all of that shapes and defines your relationship.
Some of these things I think will be a little bit more relatable just in having boundaries and some of the things we'll talk about. And some of it, I don't have billions and millions of dollars, so I can't relate. If I did, maybe I would think like this.
Well, I don't know. But the whole thing about dating and having your relationship so publicly in the public eye, and how that shapes the relationship. Would you want a public relationship, or how would you feel? Well, how would you feel about dating a celebrity?
I mean, if I was a celebrity too, then I think it would be fine. Mm-hmm. But the
speaking to the mic,
the dating another celebrity, I would be fine with that, but I wouldn't want my relationship so much in the public. I think now a lot of people post things on social media, and I think we discussed that before, that's not your real life per se. It's kind of, you put on the good things for social media, and it's, oh, look at what I'm doing, look at what I got, but you don't put on the bad days.
Yeah, but this relationship is a little different. Their relationship is in the public eye because they are both bona fide true celebrities, not somebody trying to be, want to be, like put on good things for the show. It is Taylor Swift.
Like, didn't she write a song about somebody that she was dating and they didn't necessarily want it to be in the public eye? They wanted it to be a lot more private. So I'm thinking that she's going to want it to be their private moments to be amongst them. Everything is it for the world to see.
Nope, disagree. The songs that you're talking about, and it's funny because Saturday when I was in the car with Ayana and Kiana on the way back from the safari, we were listening to those songs.
He said he wanted that.
He wanted it. She didn't. Obviously, she wrote a song called Applause. And the girls would tell me that when this song played, of course, she just stood there for 4 or 5 minutes waiting for people to applaud, and standing there waiting, and just standing there and waiting for the applause. Like, she loves the fame of being famous and so on and so forth. And, lean into it if that's what you're doing. But the person that she was dating, that she was in a very serious relationship with for a long time, that person wanted peace and privacy. And she wrote a song about how she felt bad that she could not give it to him because she is who she is and she does what she does. I don't think that Travis is that way. He doesn't seem to want to be a quiet person. He has a podcast with his brother. He does the commercials. Like, he puts himself out there, even not just playing the game, because there are football players that I believe are a lot more private and they don't do the dances and celebrating. And I love Travis Kelce. Like, I was a Kelce fan, and I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I think she's a good writer.
That's because he did the Nate and the Quad.
No, I like watching him play football. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, and I'm a football fan. That's why he's very entertaining. He's very entertaining, and that helped. But again, he just seems like a fun person, and I'm not a Taylor Swiftie. She writes some good songs, as I've been introduced by our daughters. But
I mean, I guess no problem. I would rather be more private than public. But at some point, we need to communicate what the boundaries are. And as long as we can keep those things private, or we know what the boundaries are, then so be it.
I think it's important to make sure you have those boundaries established, well established. Before we even started doing the podcast, we had to sit down and talk about what the boundaries were going to be about things that we talk about. Everything is not for y'all. Some of our business is just our business, and you know, private moments with our family. It's not going to be a camera out for every situation, but everybody doesn't live their life that way. Some people want every single moment publicized and produced and televised and all of it. There's other people who don't, but I just think as long as they're on the same page, I think it's fine. But one of the things I think is going to be very interesting between the two of them, because they both appear, in my opinion, to like the spotlight. How are they going to have a healthy, thriving relationship and not become competitors? Competitors. She likes the attention, and he seems to like the attention also. There's enough attention for both of them, but when they're standing next to each other, who gets the spotlight?
I don't know who's going to be the boss.
I don't know who's going to be the boss. I guess when on the football field, it'll be him, and when they're at a concert, and when it's about music, and he likes music too. They don't work together, smart butt, so nobody has to be the boss. But the question about how they both get the spotlight is going to be an issue. I think, from my perception, she seems to really like a lot of attention, and he gets a lot of attention. I think he's a nice looking guy, and I think that you know it almost kind of reminds me. I would not be surprised. She's used to having a lot of attention, and I think of like Steph Curry and his wife named Alicia or Aisha, something like that. Aisha. Aisha is a very attractive woman, but she goes on and on publicly about how she just knew she was going to be the diamond, and she was going to be the it girl, and people like damn near trample her to get the stuff. Like, move out the way, and you're not the hot commodity. You're not the star of the show. What does Charles say? You're not the main character, ma'am. You're just not the main character, and that was a lot for her to deal with. I think a lot of Taylor Swift's relationship, she was the main character. When it comes to screaming little girls, she's the main character. A lot of them screaming girls that were screaming for Taylor is now also screaming for Kelce. I don't know that people who are sports fans and true Kelce fans have transitioned over to be Swifties. Now, she have a strong fan group on her own.
You have Swifties and you have groupies. What does that look like at the end of the day?
However, you might have both, but I think some of the Swifties have now become groupies. I don't know if it transferred the other way, and the groupies are now Swifties.
I think they were groupies for different reasons.
But all the girls that followed her are now buying his jerseys. I don't think all the men that were Kelce fans are now buying Taylor Swift T-shirts.
I wonder if she's going to change her name to Kelce, and if she changes it to Kelce, she probably won't, because most
artists don't.
Most artists don't,
but some do. But I don't think it really defines anything with their relationship. And you have a whole brand of Taylor Swift.
Even if she memorabilia, I got a Taylor Swift jersey, or I got a Kelce jersey, but it's actually a Swift.
He wouldn't be changing his name, so
she is. I'm saying, so now that you have a Kelce jersey, Kelce is now going to be Taylor Kelce. I mean, or how does that work?
Opposite. What would the jersey change? It's already a Kelce jersey. Would stay a Kelce jersey. I'm
not that big of a fan that I'm putting anybody's name on my back.
What does that have to do with anything?
Now you're wearing that jersey.
We can cut this out. I'm so lost. What does that have to do with anything?
I'm not gonna wear a shirt that says Taylor Swift.
I think he was talking about exclusive Taylor Kelce merch, but you're saying she would never change her last name to Kelce.
If she changes her last name to Kelce, it's
still going to be just a Kelce jersey. It's not going to say Taylor Swift. I could see now. Okay, let's go back on the air with this. I could see, or you could keep it in, whatever. I could see Taylor Swift, because she's trying to show her devotion to her husband. Oh, I could see her dropping Swift and going to Kelce. That would not surprise me. It would not surprise me. However, you have a lot of people whose legal name is still their stage name. It's a stage name. So Taylor Swift may still always be her performing name, like John Legend. His last name not Legend, y'all. Alicia Keys' name is not Keys,
But
y'all.
now I got the latest Taylor Swift jersey, y'all. Yeah, it's it. Or I'm sorry, Taylor Kelce jersey. It's weird. I'm trying to get that out. But now I have an NFL jersey, and this isn't the normal Kelce. This is the Taylor Kelce jersey. I don't know because they make women jerseys that in the NFL you can get it a woman jersey or you can get a man jersey. Yes, I know it's a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady jersey, but it's the woman size. But now I got the woman jersey that says Kelce. I don't know. That might make them feel like they're closer to the
There's
artist.
already women jerseys that say Kelce. Just like I have a woman's jersey that says Peyton.
But it's not Taylor Swift's last name.
I don't think you're thinking that through.
I'm not wearing a jersey with nobody's name on the back. I'm just
that
saying.
wasn't the point, though.
Now, unless you had a jersey that said Swift on the back.
That's what I'm saying. That's different, but she's not the player.
Right.
He's the player. So the jersey, there's already male and female jerseys that say Kelce. So that's not going to change.
Well, hopefully that they're not both attention whores, or maybe I shouldn't say. Hopefully they're not attention
Seekers.
junkies, sinkers, and it's understood. Look, when I'm with you, I'm just trying to enjoy my time with you. We just happen to be getting filmed in the meantime. But if one of them or both of them are the type that need attention, then hopefully they found some kind of common ground, or it's going to be a short-lived relationship.
I don't know. I don't think it'll be a short-lived relationship. I think they'll go the distance. And I think that they'll both like attention and have to focus on how to both have their space and have their moment to shine. When she is at the games, she's up in the little box, rooting them on and cheering them on, and the cameraman will show her up there. She's not doing a lot and making a scene and everything. She does her thing.
And he'll do his cameo for a background dancer at one of the concerts, I'm sure, to play along. And he seems like a fun enough guy. He wouldn't be against that. So,
I'm sure they'll figure it out. But I'm just saying they both like a lot of attention. And I think they're going to have a strong support group around them to help them. And I think both of their parents have been married, from what I understand, long-term marriages. Kelce's brother seems to be happily married. The last time I checked in on that, which isn't.
But now they're going to be blending those family and friends together. What is that going to look like?
But they've been blending it for the last 2 years they've been dating. So it's not like, hey, I'm getting married. Who are you? They've been blending those relationships together before they got engaged. And they've been hanging out and spending a whole lot of time together, blending it before they decide to make it permanent.
Well, if they're like most couples and most families, there's that black sheep. And how are they going to deal with that one?
What black sheep?
I'm just saying, and everybody, whether it's the uncle, brother, cousin that is always in trouble or always has that issue following him around, or it's the mother-in-law or father-in-law that you don't want to see, or it's the new wife or new husband. I'm just saying they're going to have to deal with that. I'm sure somebody's bringing that to the relationship that they're going to have to adjust to.
Like everybody
What does
else.
that look like?
The same way it looked like for me and you. Same way it looked like for everybody else that gets married and have a random family member that like to gossip, or a family member that's so opinionated or can't hold their liquor. They deal with it the same way everybody else do. A mother-in-law that have a lot to say, or a sister that don't like the new wife, they'll deal with it like everybody else. Like everybody else, I think they'll be fine dealing with it. I just think that, I think that one of their biggest obstacles is really going to be both of them feeling like they're the main character. He seems to like it seems like he wants to let my wife shine. The thing, it was an interesting conversation, because as I was telling the girls in the car, I believe that one of the most important decisions that you make in your life is who you choose to marry. Because when you get married, the goal is for it to be a permanent relationship until death do you apart. Who you're married to is going to influence so much of what you do, your drive, your career, your children, where you live, holidays, traditions, just a lot of things. We were talking in the car and I was telling them, when did we stop eating white bread? Like the smallest things we ate white bread, and I start dating Charles. He hates white bread.
I don't hate it. It's just good on the fish sandwich. That's about
So
it.
he doesn't eat white bread. So we start eating wheat bread. And now, 19 years later, none of my children eat white bread. None of them. We used to love broccoli with melted Velveeta cheese or cheese sauce, broccoli and cheese, or
No, that
broccoli
was
and
soup
cheese.
with broccoli added.
And Charles didn't like cheese on the broccoli. And so now nobody eats cheese on the broccoli. And it's these small, very gradual changes that you morph into this other person.
So
And
hopefully
into
they'll
this
grow
one.
together.
Yes. And so they grow into this one type of relationship and all that together. So I think that they'll be fine. But one of the big complaints about this new album that she just dropped is that the majority of her fans thinks that it's terrible. And a lot of the conversations, and they're all blaming her relationship with him. And now you just have a bunch of people that are enamored and these fans around you, and nobody, because they consider him a fan, because when they start dating, he was all over social media about how he was a fan. And I'm just so excited to meet you, almost like he's a groupie. And I think she wrote a song, or she was in some of these interviews. Tell me how you first met me, and no. Again, because he was so public that, I wanted to meet you, and he was a fan. Like he was a groupie, and she wanted to share that with the world 20,000 times. Tell everybody how much you adored me, and you were a super fan, and you wanted to meet me, and you couldn't wait to date me, kind of thing. That's what I'm talking about. But now that you have all these people around you that are super fans, no one is telling you that this music that you just wrote is largely trash. You know, it's funny because,
Well, I would think that you would want the person that you're with to be happy to be with you. That you know, I don't want to say to per se be a groupie, but to put me on a pedestal, or I would think most women would want that. It just happened to be that you were famous in the meantime. So,
but I would want that, and I would want you to adore me, but I wouldn't feel the need to announce it to a large room every time I met them, or go on TV or social media saying not how we adored each other, but tell me how much you liked me, and how much you were chasing behind me, and how much you wanted, like, again, that attention, and let it be clear that I'm the prize and I was chosen, and you're pursuing me heavily, and you've been wanting to from afar. I feel like everybody should feel that way about their spouses at some point. You should adore them, put them on a pedestal. But she goes through a lot of effort to make that be known. But now you have these people around you, and in my opinion, I don't think she's a strong singer at all. Period. At all. But
great
I think
songwriter.
an excellent, one of the best songwriters there is. Now, if you are a Taylor Swift fan at all or not, she can write. The woman can write her and I'm not saying that I don't think she's a fantastic singer. Like, you're not going to line her up with some of the greats, you know. She's not in the list of people who are great singers. She's just not. But songwriting, she's going down in history. It's one of the best that ever did it. I think she can write some songs. And this last album is not her best work.
Haven't heard it.
I was inundated with it all the way back from the Safari, with explanations, and some of the words and graphics. It just seems to be very out of line with what she normally sings.
People sing about what they're transitioning through, so you sing about your life. So I guess now that you're getting married, that would be different than the break up, new boyfriend song. Heartbreak.
Oh, no, but she's written a lot of love songs in the past.
Oh,
She's wrote a lot of the song that Keanu and them had at their wedding, Lover, really, really sweet love song. The one, Marjorie, one of my favorites, because I have 3 or 4 that when our daughter was going through her wedding planning, there was a lot of Taylor Swift songs. First Dance was the Taylor Swift song. Her Dance With Me was a Taylor Swift song. Like, she loves Taylor Swift so much so that was a Christmas gift to our daughters that we bought them tickets and sent them to
the wrong
California to go see a concert.
Yeah, that's
so we've been hearing it a lot. But I say all that to say, and there have been diehard fans for a long time. Oh, they were going in about, this is trash. This is
so since he's a super fan, and she's worth a lot more money, should they sign a prenup? What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely, hands down. Super fan, I don't care if you're a super fan, no fan. We met today and we equally yoked. Prenup. Prenup and prenup. Hard yes. Absolutely. They both have very, very good, strong careers. And regardless of what people say, they both have a lot of money and assets that they've acquired individually that they would be smart to protect. Whatever they build together, then let's share. It's not like either one needs either one of their money. Oh, but his stock been doubled or tripled since they got together though. Oh no, he was famous and I ain't saying he didn't have a little bag. But he attached that Taylor Swift. That bag said cha-ching, a cha-ching. It graduated. Oh, his bag has graduated since that Taylor Swift name got added to it.
So how do you navigate a prenup and still, I guess, keep that romance, still stay in the place of we're in love. This is just something technical and keep it simple and not turn it into something more of you're cutting me out the finances, or what is this about finances? This isn't what it's about. How does that conversation look or sound?
Just like you just said. Listen, we already have enough money. We have enough money. We don't need to mix finances. You keep your 50 million or 70 million, and I'll keep my 1 billion. It's not like you need me to get you cheese on your Whopper. You got that. You got your food. You got your everything. Like, what do we need to mix? We don't need to mix money. If we're going to do something together, some investments, let's buy a home together. Outside of something like buying a home together, my goodness, if they decided to invest in something, they can invest in something together. But literally, I think their prenup could be quite simple because everything I have, I'll keep. Everything you have, you keep. And if we're going to do something together, we will put both names on it. And that will be the only way that it will be something that's divisible by the intentions of us putting both of our name on it. Unless we buy a house. I don't care who live in it. He can live in her house for the next 20 years, not yours. She can move into his house and stay in his house for the next 50 years, not yours. Unless I put your name on it, I have no intentions on sharing it with you. Y'all can buy houses together, build businesses and houses and all of that together. No problem. They have plenty of money. There's no reason to go through some nasty, crazy, bitter divorce over assets. I disagree. That girl had made so much money before they ever met in person. And the same is true of him. He put a whole life into a football career. Entire life. Like, you've been playing. Like that's what I'm saying. They are two very well established individuals with a lot of money. Don't necessarily match. I think when you have a prenup, I think a prenup is very much warranted. And they both seem to have a lot of drive for their career. Even when his football career is over, he could still do a lot of things.Is brother is commentating. They still have a podcast. There's so much more they could do.
But it seems like his brother, I think his brother is married and he has a good relationship. And I think his parents are they still together? I'm not sure.
I already said that. I said yes. Kelsey's parents are still married, I believe.
Have a strong support system around you, which that I think is going to be key.
Yes, I think both of their parents are still married.
Point of reference and just what a stable long-term relationship looks like. Hey, all those things, but that prenup, hopefully they can have that conversation and navigate through it well.
I don't know what either one of their parents did before they got married, to whether they would have did a prenup or whatever. From listening to the songs, The Best Day Ever, which is the song that Kiana played for me a million times that I do now love, I don't get the impression that her family was like wealthy. Her dad worked, had a good job, had a nice house. I think the mom was an at-home mom who really focused on raising her and her brother.
But she was in a little town. She wasn't in a big city.
It sounds like if she was in the big towns, it was on the suburbs or something. I didn't think it was no like New York or anything like that. Neither one of our parents stayed together, and we didn't have this long, strong, whatever. Both of our parents split. My parents were broke up before I was even born, my biological father. So I had a stepfather. But your parents broke up when you were, what, 7, 8 years old?
I understand.
Something like that?
Support group and it's something that's later on, but my grandparents have been married my whole life.
Okay, we can point to a relationship I'm talking about.
But I'm just saying if there's some And sometimes for some of that advice, I'll ask my grandfather. I'm just saying I don't know who that person is going to be for him, and it wasn't something that I used earlier on. It's something that I went to later on. You guys are going to have a whole bunch of people in your business with their opinions, and hopefully you have somebody that you can turn to as a reference of, I understand all this is going on in social media, and it may portray one side, which is the wrong side, or it's a half-built-in truth, but you have somebody or somewhere that you can go to talk about these things when there's a disagreement or how to handle certain things was the only point that I was making in that.
Right, but I think it's true that everybody needs that. I think everybody getting married, every couple, especially if you're getting married when you're younger, I think every couple is going to need a strong foundation, a strong support group. So during our break, we took a little quick commercial break, and we looked it up, and so apparently both Kelce and Taylor Swift's parents both got a divorce after being married or being together for 20 years. So they were together for 20 plus years and got divorces 2011 or early 2000s. And I don't know that changes anything. I think what they need is what everybody needs is a strong support group around them. I think they're going to need it even more because they play out their life in social media. Everybody's going to have an opinion about the prenup, including me. Everybody has an opinion about when they should have children, if they should have children, how many children, how they should raise them, if she should breastfeed. Like, people are going to be in every single aspect of your life. And I just think that they're going to really, but they've both been celebrities for so long. It's not the first public relationship they've had, but now they're going to enter into a new chapter where they're going to be married and become parents. So I think it's going to be very important for them to have a strong foundation around them and be very clear. While they're engaged, I think it'd be really, really good to take it all the way back old school with some premarital counseling, some intensive premarital counseling, so that they both are clear about what they want and expect, even though they shouldn't have strong expectations going into that marriage. They should have that.
But they're going to want to. So you think they should keep their relationship off of social media?
Yes. I think that their relationship, who I think has a good social media relationship? The Obamas. I think that the way that the Obamas showcase their love and respect for each other, they've even had a comment, Michelle particularly has made a comment, people have a comment if we don't do a date night, oh, y'all getting a divorce? No, we're not getting a divorce. We're getting older, we're tired, we don't want to be in the social media every day, all day. But they're on there enough to show, hey, do they little trending things and holidays and are their children or a vacation or something major they're doing? Are they posting every day and every week? No, they you don't need to. But again, I think they both like attention, so I do think that they would have a difficult time staying out of social media.
I think his career is slowly coming to an end, so that's going to probably be just an adjustment in itself. She may go on to continue to produce more years of music, or some artists, as they start to have children, kind of fall back. So I think that's going to play a role and a toll on how things look going forward, whether or not you stay relevant and so forth. So I don't know. That's definitely something that's going to affect their relationship when he stops playing football.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's definitely towards the end of that career. He may have another couple of years. I don't know, but it's not the same as a singing career sometimes.
I think it would be cool if he went to the Super Bowl. You know how the NFL likes to, when major players are on their way out, miraculously send them to a Super Bowl. I just wonder how she would respond. I think she'll do all the fan things. That's my man. That's my man. I wonder how she would navigate her not being on tour, but just sitting back and watching him get all the attention, all the limelight, and her not having a tour or having a song out or dropping an album and just playing second chair and letting him shine without her having a competing popular interest. Like, you riding the wave right now of the Eras tour and now the relationship and the engagement, and came right back to back with this album. Again, it's terrible. No, but I just think she couldn't. It's almost like she couldn't not keep the energy going. So you threw out some trash so that everybody could see it. But her man love her. You're getting married. Focus on that. Focus on your life, your relationship.
As you can see, sometimes my wife has a way with words.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you said it. Trash.
I don't like that. I'm really happy that she got married. I think that she's getting married. I think she seems to be somebody who wants a serious, committed relationship and all that kind of stuff. So, she seems like she would be a real cool, laid back person. I just think she likes a lot of attention. She's a celebrity, so she has a lot of it. Either she likes it and craves it, or it just comes to you because of who you are. Maybe they're not even, mutually exclusive. Maybe it is just what it is, and she just takes advantage of that. I just think it's going to be hard to maintain a healthy, genuine relationship when everything you do is all over social media and y'all are competing for attention all the time.
So tell me this, what about sharing finances? What does that look like?
What do we need to share finances for?
I guess we just have our separate accounts and
Yes.
So you said when we buy a house, it's just
Yes.
one person's name. Okay. Wow. Trash.
Yes.
You keep your raggedy money, I don't need yours.
Yes.
We can just buy my houses and you can
No.
keep your chump change.
No. That's not what I said.
That's how it felt.
What I said is, I'm sure he has a home and she has several homes, or they both have several homes. I'm just saying, whatever he owns before they get married, it stays his. Whatever she has stays her. And we can visit his house on the East Coast and my house on the West Coast. I'm saying they should buy a home together. She doesn't need to. They got so much money. We don't have to move into his home, and they don't have to move into her home. Buy a house together, and what y'all buy together will be yours together.
When he retires, does he travel with her? Does he stay home?
Oh, that's something they got to decide. I don't know. I'm sure he would probably want to go with her, but at the same time, I can see that being a distraction if she's on tour, because now you have to. It is so different.
I'm coming too. I ain't gonna be there much. You can go on tour. Some.
You're not. I know.
I'm hitting all of them. All the tours.
I'll give you a backstage pass. I can see how that could be a distraction, though.
Go to one of them countries, come up missing.
Give
me a backstage pass.
I think it could be a distraction if your spouse is with you, but I can see how it could be really sweet after the tours, after the show is over, to go back and see with you. Because if we have to get up early,
go to the concert. I'm just saying that you're there. So when you get done with your concert and auditioning, we can go hang out. There's no kids. This is the best time to be enjoying your person. Once kids involved, that's like you have to become responsible. Now you're responsible for another person. And
I'm just saying,
I mean, you're gonna have nannies and all them things, but
when the girls had me go with them to the movie theater to watch the show and the behind the scenes show and all that kind of stuff, you would make it seem like she's just going to the show and after it's over, it's done.
I would think it's an all day thing, and there's days before that you have to rehearse, and the day of the concert's all day. But prior to the concert, there's a lot of auditioning and a lot of things, but I wouldn't think that your auditioning is as long as the day show. If I had to spend, let's say that day, 12 hours I'm putting into
It's a lot of hours, baby. It's a lot of hours. Not just that day. It's days leading up to it. It's afterwards breakdown. Just a lot of work.
Well, I know my boundaries.
Tour,
you're not going on tour and I ain't going. That's something I can't deal with. That's my boundary. I don't know what his boundary is. If you go on tour, I'm coming too. So that's just what it is. I understand that I might not be able to see you, but if you there gone for 2 or 3 weeks, you're gonna need to pencil me in, and I'm gonna need my time. But that's what it is. And I understand you got to work. We all have jobs, and when I go to training camp, you can't go. But on the weekends when I get to go home, we there. But no, you go on tour. You think you gonna leave me home?
What about the prenup?
Nah, I don't really care about the prenup. That's not a big deal. If you think you're going to go on tour for 3 months and not see me?
Sir, what about... Come back. Bring it back. Bring it back. What about us not sharing finances?
I don't care about that. I'm not with you because of your finances.
What about not putting our life on social media?
I prefer not to do that.
But if you're all over social media, now it's a... What is their new name? You know how they blend the names? Some kind of Taylor Swift, Travis, Kelce blend together. What is that called now?
One.
Okay, so now that we're one, what about one becoming its own person on on social media, on the platforms.
We can put it all together. We can be one. The social media platforms will have our boundaries. These are what we're not going to discuss. This is open for whatever that you want to do. On Wednesday when we have our date night, that's not for social media. Any other day that they catch us out, you can talk to the paparazzi. We can pose and take pictures. We can sign autographs. Whatever you want to do. But on Wednesday, please know this is my time, not everybody else's time. When you go on tour, I'm coming too. So,
What about blending the friends and the families?
you better get in where you fit in.
Okay.
Whatever. You know my cutoff game is real. I won't talk to you. I ain't, this is my person. You're a family member. I love you. But you can either figure it out or get left out.
All right, Brian McKnight. All right, Brian McKnight.
We listen. I'm all in. You ain't going nowhere. Take it as a threat.
We someone dial for help.
Yeah, if you scared, blink. Nonetheless, I'm just saying. If I like you as I'm not doing long distance.
I understand.
There's always an exception, and I understand everything isn't going to be scripted, but we can try to plan it out. And I'm marrying you because I like you. I like you. I love you as a person. I'm not. I would prefer to be with you when you go on tour more of the time than not.
I got it.
Well, you just said
I got it.
Listen.
If I were a singer or performer and I was on tour, you're gonna go with me.
If you need to dance and do all that stuff for the camera, go ahead. As long as it's within reason. You need to have, you need to be presentable, and you know what my presentable looks like. But as for all the rest, prenup, let's go. Your money is your money, mine is mine. Whatever, let's go. Blend into families, they're going to blend or they're going to fizzle away. But I'm here for all of it. You all right?
I am all right. You're so silly. You tickle me.
Serious.
At the end of the day,
Go Travis and
Taylor. Yeah, Travis and Taylor. TT, go get it, TT.
I wish you all the best.
I do. I really do.
Hopefully you have more highs than lows. You have a good support group. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for anybody that gets married. I want to see you win. I don't want to see you fail. Even the ones that call our office. If you end up reconciling, go for it, man. I'm happy for you. Y'all fight for what y'all felt like was a good decision. And hopefully that's what it continues to be.
I think they're going to go really hard to prove to everybody that this is a lasting thing. It's not a phase, that they are truly in it for the long haul. So I wish them well. I do think they should get a prenup, keep their private life private, get a strong foundation around you, get a really good marriage counselor, and stay with that marriage counselor from the beginning through the end, not just when you have an issue, because they're going to need someone to help them navigate a lot of all the things. Like celebrity relationships, their divorces are the worst because, again, just like their relationship, everybody has an opinion about the divorce and it gets bitter and crazy and all that. So don't let it get to that point. Have someone to help you do regular maintenance on your marriage the way you do regular maintenance on your car. So keep it healthy. So that's all. But if you guys have any comments or questions or what are your opinions on how to have a relationship and set boundaries when you're dating in the public eye, when you're a public figure and you have that celebrity status? What type of advice would you guys give to Taylor and Travis about how to keep their relationship thriving, how to avoid the pitfalls of just being such a public couple? I'd like to hear from you.
Thanks for watching.